Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Hotep. Praise God. What's up? What's happening? Or whatever it is that you ascribe to. First of all, let me apologize. I supposed to went live. I hope y'all can hear me when I'm driving. I supposed to went live Wednesday, then I said I was going to do it today, but I had a lot going on Wednesday, and today I just wasn't feeling it. My mom called me crying. This is the first Thanksgiving without my father. My father passed like 3 days after my birthday in February of this year. So I was just, I just really just laid around all day trying to console my mom. And she like 13 hours away. I tried to get her to move out here with me, but she ain't want to leave the baby. She ain't want to leave my niece baby right now. But she eventually gonna come. So again, I apologize, but I'm gonna probably do it. I'm gonna probably go live Saturday, so we can do what we said we was gonna do with the YouTube channel. So y'all accept my apology. I'm really not going to share no story today. I just wanted to talk to y'all for a minute, especially those who have lost a parent. I feel you. I hope you keep your head up. I'm praying for you. I really don't celebrate holidays, but I do understand that it's a time for family. You know what I mean? So I guess you can say I celebrate it, but I'm really not too big on it. But like I said, I do understand it's a time for family. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope everybody enjoys your family. I've had some death in the family, and I think I said this on a video I shared probably a few months ago. I think like father, like son, something like that. I can't remember. But death became real for me when my father passed. And I realized, like my cousins, who have lost their parents, I was there for them, but I don't think that I was there the way I should have been, because death wasn't real for me, if you can pick up what I'm putting down. So when my father passed, like, death became really real. Like, it's a feeling that I can't explain, and I'm quite sure if you've lost a family member, you understand where I'm coming from. Like, it's a void. Like, to realize like this person is gone forever and never coming back. And my father it's been like 8-9 months, and it seemed like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? So it's a feeling that's unexplainable. So if you have lost a family member or a loved one, somebody you were real close to, I feel you. Trust me, I feel you. And I had a chance to talk to my father for about 3 hours before he passed. We was in the hospital with him, holding his hand, and he was talking like my father. He was talking like he was being himself, talking and laughing. But I didn't think he was gonna die, to be honest with you. And my father, he had an aneurysm 10 years ago, and it's crazy how it happened. So I guess I am sharing a story. So the second time I went to prison, The day I found out I made parole, that same day, my brother went to the feds, and my father got sick that same day. He had an aneurysm, but he survived. And like I told y'all in a story, that when I went to prison when I was 16, my father got out the streets. He stopped drinking. He stopped smoking marijuana. And that's really what saved him. The doctor told him that if he wasn't that healthy, if he was still drinking and whatnot, he would have passed then. So they were saying like it was really a miracle that he survived that aneurysm. And then he had another aneurysm probably about 2-3 years ago, and he survived that. So they had to cut him open twice. So this last time, he had an aneurysm, and I really believe like he was just tired of dealing with it. I believe he wanted to die in the house, but my mom, she made him, she called the ambulance. And I could tell, like, prior to the day he passed, I could tell, like, he was just tired. Just the way he was talking, his conversation had changed. He was just tired. And I really hate that I moved back to Mississippi. I'm not blaming myself, but I know he did not want to move back to Mississippi. He was living in Shreveport with me and my family. And he loved to go to the casino. We stayed right around the corner from the casino. And he loved to go to the casino. And another reason why I believe he didn't want to move back, because all his siblings was passing. My father's parents had 16 children, 8 boys, 8 girls. And like 5 years ago, everybody just started dying. And I really believe, he didn't want to be. Out of 16 children, after my father passed, I think it's like 3 of them left. Yeah, it's like Uncle Fred, Aunt Felicia, Aunt Rhoda. Yeah, it's unclear. There's 4 of them left. So again, I'm not blaming myself, but I know he didn't want to move back because, all his siblings gone. And, I guess in his mind, he might be next. And my father was 71 when he passed. So, it was his time, but he was a real strong dude. Like I said, I didn't think he was going to die that day because he was talking, he was laughing. But I could tell he was just tired. Like he was ready. He was ready to move on. And I believe, I don't know for sure, but it's just crazy how everything happened at the hospital. First they were saying everything was good, everything was going good. They was giving us an update every hour. So we sat in the hospital with him before they took him to the back for like 3-4 hours. I was living in Slidell at the time. My mom called me like 3 or 4 o'clock that morning. And so I went. So we was at the hospital like maybe 4 or 5 hours before he passed. I think they pronounced him dead. It was around maybe 2 or 3 o'clock that afternoon. But so they were saying like once they took him to the back, we was in the waiting room, and they came and gave us an update every hour. They came and gave us an update 3 times. The first 2 times they were saying everything was good, surgery was going good. And then that 3rd time, it's crazy. So I guess I am telling the story. So, I told my mom, I'm like, man, something ain't right. But first they were saying everything good. And this 3rd time they called, and they were saying they was waiting on a surgeon from New Orleans to come. And, it was just weird. And so me and my sister, I went to the restroom, and my sister, I think she walked outside. So when I was coming back from the restroom, a different doctor, he was standing by the door, like by the waiting room, but my mom them couldn't see him. He was just standing there. And so I was bracing myself then. And he was like, man, that's your father that we took back? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, he didn't make it. And I promise you, it's like my heart stopped, but I was trying to be strong. And he was like, man, I'm just standing here because I'm hesitant about going there telling your mom. And I was like, don't worry about it, I'll go in there and tell her. But he was behind me. So my mom, my oldest brother, I mean, it was a lot of people in there. Like my daddy, people love my daddy. But anyway, so I'm walking in there, my mom looking at me, my brother looking at me, and they just, and I promise you, I couldn't even get the words out. You know what I mean? And I end up passing out. And they had to pick me up off the floor. But I'm saying, like, it was just crazy because once we went and viewed the body after he passed, they just let the family go and, look at him and whatnot. And especially the next day at the funeral home, we went to go see him. And I asked the guy at the funeral home, like, how was his scars? And he was like, he didn't have no scars. So I'm saying, like, the doctors were saying the surgery was going good, like they was performing surgery on him. In order them to perform surgery on him, they had to cut him open. So the guy at the funeral home saying he didn't have no new scars. Only scar he had was the old scars. So in my mind, I don't know for sure, but in my mind, I think my daddy told them folks, don't cut him open, just let happen what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like I said, he was ready to go, and he was just crazy how in my mind, it's either that he told them folks, don't cut him open, or the doctor didn't show up in time for them to perform the surgery, and he passed before they could cut him open. That's the only thing I can gather. So I'm telling my mom, we need to do more research on it, and she was like, no, don't worry about it. I mean, it was just his time to go. And I feel so much pain for my mom because they was married. They was married like 40 years. No, they was married 45 years. They got married the year I was born. They was married 45 years. They split up one time. And I told y'all, my mom from Ohio, and we went and lived in Ohio for a couple years, and they ended up getting back together. But I feel so much pain for my mom. Because that's all she knows is him. Like, my mom didn't work. She had her own daycare center at one time. He took care of my mom. Like, he held my mom down. And, he told me before he passed, like, we were talking in the hospital. And I know I'm kind of all over the place. I just, it's just heavy on my mind. But he told me to make sure I take care of my mom. And it's crazy because, my daddy, he was a man. Like, he did it. He filed his own taxes. He knew how to do all that stuff. And, he had insurance. And, he had life insurance damn near ever since I can remember. But like 11 months before he passed, he changed his insurance plan. He went with another insurance company. And we found out at the funeral home, the fine print read that he had to be with this company for a year before it kicked in. So all the money he paid within these 11 months, it just, you know, it didn't mean nothing because, like I said, the fine print read he had to be with the company a year before it kicked in. So, you know, we couldn't even use the insurance to bury him. We had to come out of pocket, and, you know, family members had to help out. And, you know, it's crazy because everybody know my daddy handled his business, you know what I mean? And it just seemed like, you know, like we was broke. I mean, we is. I mean, we ain't wealthy, but, you know, it was just an unfortunate situation. But we got everything taken care of. And, you know, he had a proper burial. There was so many people there. They said it was like 60-something people couldn't even get in because it was so much. It was so many people, and people love my daddy, man. Like, for a man not to have no car, like, you know, people from everywhere came to my father's funeral. So, for those who've lost a family member, man, I know what you're going through. Just keep your head up. And again, happy Thanksgiving. And I'll let y'all know when I'm gonna go live. It'll probably be Saturday sometime. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep the videos coming. So until the next video, peace.